both have
300
our...
beta. Is that what they're calling it? 300B, 300 beta?
Well, it's not the alpha.
It does look, it has a B, like a beta B, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
It's like the reverse. Did you watch the Netflix, the Manosphere
No.
documentary? You
No.
should check it
Sounds
out,
awesome.
but they are all
What's it
alphas
about?
and they're not betas, so they would never go
I see.
for this watch.
the
Anyway,
beta.
welcome back to Windsor Time.
Is there a 300 alpha? I don't even know. I should know this.
No, it's no. We'll put a screenshot up. That's
There's
the
a
one
T.
brand.
No, yeah.
Yeah, there's the T. Well, and then there's like the Shark Hunter.
But
and
what
like
is
that
it?
kind of
What
stuff.
is there? Do we know if there's a significance to beta? We'll research this. I have no idea.
I'll
not
put
the
a
alpha.
description on the page.
I'm sure there's probably some
It's-
historical
It's the
thingamajig.
one brand when we got it 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I was so excited about, and I still think I would like the carbon on rubber
Yeah, I
in
love
some
that.
form.
I
Those are
love that.
cool.
Yeah.
But I just know them as the orange dial dive watch, and then like past that.
I think there's so much more there, but
well, there is. There is.
I'm with you though. I have yet to really delve into the different iterations of each watch. I know which ones I aesthetically like, and I haven't sat there and said, "Oh, I need a 300 diver versus a," So
Yeah,
but
the
it's a
carbons
super
are very
brand.
cool though.
Yeah.
The
Oh, yeah.
carbons are sweet.
Oh yeah, I agree. So here we go.
Here we go.
Summertime.
Summertime. So today we are talking about our entry-level luxury, our mid-level luxury, and then our upper-end luxury watches. So our three fun kind of summer-esque watches. I think so. Like what, for me, base level, I need water resistance out of a summer watch. I need a strap that I don't mind getting wet.
One
So
of
that's
these,
either
one of these doesn't apply
well,
there.
I think it comes in with rubber as well. But
but it makes sense in the sense that it's a big rose gold watch. But we'll get to that.
Absolutely, yeah. So I need something water resistant, sweat resistant kind of strap or bracelet. And then I think it's fun to have like a color of some sort,
there's a lot of color
more
here.
playful. Yeah, we have a lot of color here. And then even material I think is cool. We're seeing with Tudor, with IWC, a lot of their watches, we're just talking about the carbon Doxa. There are all these new fun materials that are becoming more mainstream.
Yeah.
Back in the day, Richard Mille hasn't been around that long, but you would see these super high-end, unapproachable brands with cool carbon composite cases and stuff. And now, for under $5,000 pre-owned, you're able to get something
Multiple different
Tudor.
metals or
Yeah.
items built into it. Yeah, and I think summer, you're talking about color and just fun factor. Summer, you can wear a fun watch or a colorful watch or an out there watch anytime, but summer is the time you can get away with it the most, I feel like. Summer is the time you can wear that bright pink watch, you can wear that light blue watch, you can wear that oddball rainbow colored watch, whatever it is, and just feel like it totally makes sense, whereas the rest of the year you might need to be a little more thoughtful with your wardrobe and that type of thing. So.
Yeah. So it's funny, we pulled the Longi or a Lingy racing watch.
Yep.
I was going to wear my Carolina Watch Club Pelagos because again we're talking summer, but I ended up going for another kind of fun summer watch. This is the Chopard Alpine Eagle, a watch that I know you have as well.
I love that watch.
Chopard is such an underappreciated brand right now.
I agree.
The world of LUC watches are phenomenal.
They're insane. The dials, like the dial on this Alpine Eagle is one of the coolest.
It's one of my favorite in the collection.
Dial. It's so beautiful.
It is absolutely fantastic. My only gripe with it is
Lack of adjustment.
Yeah. And they have smaller lengths.
Yeah.
But some kind of 2.5.
I'm sure they'll get there.
Yeah, but an absolutely phenomenal watch. So much fun to wear, and the dial.
And that
is
makes
just
sense.
killer.
I mean, once again, any time of the year, in a suit,
Yeah.
in shorts, whatever, but definitely a great summer watch. It's
It
kind of a
is.
sports watch that still dresses up. It's a great size.
Yeah.
Summery look and feel to the dial. I mean, it's perfect.
And the thinness. I mean, you're under 10 millimeters.
Yeah.
These kind of knobs or whatever you'll call them on
Yeah.
the side make it look a little more bulky than it is. But I mean, the mid case is just wonderfully
It's
thin.
very
This is my
elegant
work,
watch.
yeah, dress kind of
Yeah.
thing. But yeah, very summery, very sporty.
Cool.
Also on a bracelet and
yeah.
sporty today, but dressy. What do we have?
I have the Patek Philippe 5960 1A. So
Yeah.
now
Killer.
discontinued 5960. It's a annual calendar with a flyback chronograph.
Yeah.
And this kind of like pearlescent or opaline dial.
So good.
And I heard someone recently, actually at the Las Vegas Jewelry Show, the antique show, someone called it the Paul Newman Patek, which I thought was interesting. Just the black and white motif.
yeah.
I don't necessarily consider that, but it was funny to hear someone say that term, which was funny. So,
yeah.
kind of an oddball watch from yesteryear and Patek the last 10 years, but I think a bit of an underrated watch. I love this watch.
That was one that's honestly grown on me. I remember when you got it, 16, 17, somewhere in there. The amount of shine that you get off the high polish is very jarring at first.
And it's
but
kind
then
of,
it
it's
endears
kind of
itself.
settled down over the years. It's
It
been
has,
worn,
yeah. Well, and there's several, I think the white gold variants come on strap exclusively.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, such
the
a killer
platinum
watch.
and
And yeah, especially during summer, it's a fun one. And I love how much is going on at that 6 o'clock aperture.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, it has a kind of a mono counter, multi counter there. It's really cool.
Yeah.
For all those times you use the flyback chronograph,
Yeah.
which is frequently.
Cooking pasta.
That's right.
Yeah.
So moving into what we have here, where do you want to start? Low or high?
Let's work our way up. So,
work our way up.
admittedly, after saying we don't know that, I don't know that much about Doxa. Let's jump in here. So again, water resistance. It's a Doxa, so it has
Made for the water.
Yeah, made for the water. The cushion case on this is part of their
So cool.
iconography, if you will, and it's just so cool. I love crown here.
Yeah.
I think is quite fun. And yeah, just an overall the beads rice-esque bracelet is cool.
I think like my quick summary or thought about Doxa is like every single watch feels like a vintage watch, even though it's a modern, beautiful,
Absolutely.
just great tool watch piece. They've been made well for decades and they're still made well today.
Yeah.
And when you look at this case, I mean, from a distance, unless you really know the brand, you don't know if that's a 30 or 40-year-old watch or if it's a recently made watch. And I just think the cushion case, like you said, is just so perfect. It's very unique, even though the shape is out there. I mean, you know that's a Doxa, and there's nothing else like it. And then, I mean, going right into our summer theme, like the wave pattern on the dial is just perfect. I mean, it goes so well for a dive watch. It just looks like summer. The orange and dark blue, I mean, it just feels...
Plays really, really well.
It feels like the ocean to me.
Yeah.
And it just checks a lot of boxes as like a watch you could wear and still be wearing like an enthusiast watch, but you can also just destroy this thing, hit it on some coral and not feel bad about it. I mean, it's made to be
Maybe bad for the coral.
Sorry, coral.
No, this this makes me think it's just summer and going to the beach and throwing it on, windows down, sunroof open, just doing your thing. That orange minute hand, I think, is just so incredible legibility wise. But just really, really cool piece and well made. And I mean, the other stuff is phenomenal too.
We'll have to do a Doxa deep dive episode and really get our bearings around the brand ourselves personally. And maybe we bring someone in who, I mean, it has such a military history too. Maybe we bring someone in who really
that would be
can
cool.
speak to the brand and has some vintage pieces too.
And then the last thing on this, that seconds hand
Super
with
cool.
the box
Yeah,
is
chunky box.
Yeah,
it's cool.
Really, really fun.
Everything, I mean, every little bit of it, it's like both tool watch yet playful. Like, I mean, the minute hand is insane. Big orange minute hand is just fun.
Huge, but really, really cool.
Yeah.
Moving on to a brand that we are both very well versed in and have owned several of, the Tudor Pelagos FXD chronograph for the Alinghi Red Bull Racing sailing
This is
team.
a wild watch.
Huge mouthful of a name.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
So this is a carbon composite case on that phenomenal fabric strap. I still own the standard Pelagos in blue, the Carolina Watch Club Limited Edition. I have owned the FXD as well. And a funny story related to that kind of ties back to this a little bit. Am I correct in thinking that when we were developing that Pelagos, Tudor somewhat hinted like, hey, if you wait a little bit longer, we have another thing coming?
The FXD, we were working on it the fall before the FXD was launched, and the FXD was launched in the spring spring or maybe late fall. I forget if that was a surprise launch or not.
I think it was fall of 21
Yeah.
because there's a
That's
run
right.
of I had an
Of
MN
21s,
21
that's right,
and it was only like 3 months
So
or
it was
something.
a few months, maybe it was the summer before they were basically like, we were very far into our production and plan with the classic Pelagos, which I think everyone loves at the end of the day. It's a great size, et cetera, et cetera. But they did hint that another adjacent watch was coming and that it probably, at least from the jump, would not be available as like a club order because it was such a new thing. But they wanted us to know it was coming so it didn't encroach too much on our design, which it didn't. I mean, it was a very different watch, and obviously,
Right.
you know, fixed lug case and everything's very different. But
Yeah. I think we made, well, like you said, we weren't really offered it, but right decision. But the
for
case
sure.
profile
Yep.
of the FXD, if I'm honest, I prefer a little bit
Yeah, it's
because of
super
the
cool.
thinness.
Yeah, I agree.
And that has not gone away with the chronographs.
Yeah,
Sometimes
even
the
as-
chronographs, it get a little bit more heighty,
Yeah.
if you will.
Yeah. I
But
don't know what
think
the
this
exact
was
height of this is, but it's really not much taller than the regular
Not at all.
Pelagos, I don't think.
Yeah.
You know, or if
No,
it is,
not
it
at all.
doesn't read
Then the
that way.
FXD, yeah.
Well, no, the FXD, but like even the like you would think the Chrono is bigger than or taller than the classic
Yeah.
Pelagos alone,
definitely
and it's
not. I'll
really
put the comparison
it's
on
really
screen, yeah.
not much.
No.
So if it is, so but has a lot more going on in there. But
Yeah.
super cool watch. Many elements of different materials involved, which
Right.
like even the
Some
case back
titanium.
and so like I guess the idea was it used different elements that were part of the the ship. So it's it's wild.
Yeah. Such a cool one. Available as well, like I said, under $5,000 where we
Yeah.
have it currently.
Yeah.
$47.95, I believe. A phenomenal watch.
It's a great watch in the sense that, yes, it says Alinghi Red Bull Racing, but it does it in a very subdued way. Like, you would not necessarily know that this reads one specific
Not at all.
theme,
Yeah.
which is cool. It's also just very lightweight for a chrono,
It
which is awesome.
Well, and I've even seen, I have several friends that are into Formula One as well. And I mean, this is kind of like, if you can't get one of like the super harder to get Red Bull kind of releases, this is one that is quite cool.
I mean, this has been a tough watch to get, though. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like there were very few of them out there. So
Yeah,
yeah,
super
special
cool.
watch. And once again, feels like the ocean to me. I mean, we've got this
Yeah.
deep sea blue, very
Red accents.
very nautical. Obviously, it's a Red Bull theme, but it also is very just nautical in general.
Yeah. Well, and there's always the fear of when you're swimming with a chronograph bumping into the pushers, and you certainly could, but I mean, feeling these, they have a wonderful click down.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's substantial, and I don't think you're able to bump this and activate it.
Yeah. That's one of my.
necessarily.
I know we're pushing time on this specific watch, but one of my favorite features about this watch is just the kind of like sailing thematic pusher that feels like something you would be tying a rope to, which is
Absolutely.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
So just fun little details in this watch.
It is. Last
All
but
right.
not least, in a entire departure from the other things, is our higher end option, Panerai. I mean, Panerai is a summer watch to me. I've been lucky enough to own a few of them. None in rose gold like this, but the stainless variants. So, no, I mean, a killer watch, rose gold, that 44 millimeter case size, I think is so phenomenal and wears great. And I don't like watches that big. I kind of top out at like 42.
Doesn't seem like that size to me. I would have called it like a 42.
Yeah, absolutely.
All three of these are blue dial. I think obviously the blue just pops so well off of this rose gold.
It does.
They're all very close in color, actually. Like
Yeah.
probably different actual Pantone blue, but like this sunburst blue on here is just stunning.
Yeah, and for summer and beyond, honestly, I'm immediately throwing this on their rubber that they have. Yeah. I believe this one actually comes
think
with
it
rubber.
does,
If
yeah,
it doesn't,
yeah.
you can easily get
There are a
one,
lot that
but
fit it.
Yeah, so good. I mean, under 23,000 is a lot of gold.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Oh, yeah.
For just the size of the case, and then I always love. So Panerai has several different case shapes and sizes. I believe, I don't know if you remember, and we can put it up on the screen if not, is this the 1950s style case, I want to say?
I should know.
Matt, is this the 1950s style case?
Tell us, Matt.
Off screen? Yeah, so it is.
Thank
so
you,
it's
Matt.
far more curvaceous than the base Luminor kind of case. It's a little monoblocky and big. This is far more architectural, far more curved to your wrist, and I think really the case to have. People think a lot of times manual wind for Panerai, but I think this wonderfully thin still is not.
I was going to say, it's also not very tall for a 44 millimeter rose gold watch. It's pretty thin.
Yeah, it's a cool one. So
I love it.
anything else left Anything else left to say on this guy?
No, just I think there's a lot of value in Panerai right now. I think
Huge amount.
Panerai is one of those brands like that has just talked about a monumental shift of how the business is done over the past few decades. It went from being I mean, when we started with Panerai at Windsor and Winston-Salem, I'm going off on a diatribe here, but forgive me, but I mean, we would struggle to get 8 to 10 watches in the case to fill it because A, Panerai was only a few reference numbers or SKUs at the time.
Yeah.
But B, every single watch was so sought after, and they were a very particular brand at that point.
Yeah.
And flash forward a couple of decades, and the brand now almost has something for everyone. They've got mid-sized watches, thin
Absolutely.
watches, dress watches, complicated watches, and we've got a case. Most retailers have a stock case full of them. So the brand is just so different than it used to be, but it's so wonderful at the same time.
Yeah.
But this is not something you would have seen in Panerai 30 years ago or 20 years ago.
I mean, it's a
different
tool
type
watch
of watch now.
in precious metal. And the Douai line for me is one that's interesting as well because you're getting there's a variety of sizes, but the 42 millimeter, we have one in titanium right now, and I mean that is just, if you have a problem with something of this size, it keeps the same general proportions, but just makes it far more wearable for more wrist.
We'll have to do a Panerai deep dive episode soon because I think they have one of their strongest Watches and Wonders release years in many years this year, which is a story for another day. But they had some killer stuff, and I think they're sort of retrenching to get back to some of the tool watch basics.
It was one of the coolest. We'll put a couple shots up. Display and experience.
We did a couple
things.
shots. Yeah, they definitely won the booth award. It's not even a booth. It's like a little town, but their experiential villa at Watches and Wonders was by far the coolest one at the show. I thought.
Well, and again, with any of these watches, but especially with Panerai, they can go underwater, but having the display of the watch in the water makes it just so cool.
That's exactly right.
Overall, so those are our top 3 watches for our summer wish list. While these are still available, they will be linked below. If the link doesn't work, it's they've sold.
They have sold.
But we get plenty more, so always check out windsortime.com for our latest inventory. We're updating it weekly now.
Yeah, baby.
And have a lot of great stuff on there.
It's been fun to watch it grow. I mean, it has. I don't want to say volume of watches, but just the different categories and brands. We've got a little bit of something for everyone in there. It's really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And especially, this will go up within a few days of filming it. The last drop we had some incredible Langa, some incredible Patek. So definitely, if you haven't checked out the site recently, or come in. Coming in is always a fun way to experience the watches as well. So that is going to be it for today. As always, like and subscribe for more content just like this, and we'll see you in the next one.